Very good morning. Okay. Thank you for the concerns you are showing for me. Okay. I don't know, situation is getting worse only. I'll request everybody. Okay. Really don't go out of the home. I don't know what situation in Tirvaru. Alright, so let us get back to the class. I posted a sheet for you, I think on Friday maybe, and some of the people have worked out and sent it to me. That is very good. And I think that is only one or two. Of the entire student in 11th class, I've got only hardly 2 to 3 sheets. Okay. Remaining all of you have not done it, and it is not at all good. Now I'm going to take some problems from this sheet, okay, about the equations of motion which we were told to you. I'm going to start it from the last. Most of these problems are simple, okay, but I don't know how you find them. So I'm going to do problem number 20 first. Here it says that with what speed in miles per hour must the object be thrown to reach a height of 91.5 miles, 91.5 meters. Okay, 1 mile per second equal to 2.23 miles per hour, 1 meter per second equal to 2.23 miles per hour. They have given some conversion. Okay, so he says that an object must be thrown to reach a height of 91.5 meters. So this object should be thrown so that it reaches a height of 91.5 meters. Normally nobody does the conversion in miles. I don't know what festival they have got today. Fine, we'll do it. So see, let's look at what he says. He says that a body is thrown from ground. It should reach 91.5 meters. It is thrown from the ground. So if you throw it from the ground, you see the original speed of the body should be 0. ठीक है ना? तभी तो throw करेंगे ना. Then only we should think ना that it is thrown. If something is thrown, that means its initial speed was what? 0. Understand? If something is thrown, that means its initial speed was what? 0. If something is thrown means initial speed is 0. So I have got u equal to 0. Clear? Now you see how much distance it should travel. It will travel 91.5 meters up. So displacement, we are taking upward positives. Displacement is 91.5 meters. I will calculate in meters, finally convert in miles. So I got s equal to 91.5 meters. Alright. Now what is your gravity? Your gravity value is minus 10 meter per second square. G is downward. So G equal to minus 10 meter per second square. Clear? And then what do we have to find? With what speed? Is it so? Yeah, with what speed should we throw? Alright. So U I have to find. With what speed I should throw? Alright. So how do we start doing it? We see you can use, we don't want to include time. Your final velocity V should be 0. See, we want it to throw with minimum speed so that at the top we want to throw it with so speed so that the top, the velocity, it just reaches the top. That's what he says, na? With what minimum velocity should you throw a body so that it reaches 91.5 meters? That means the moment it reaches 91.5 meters, it should become what? 0. Velocity should become 0. It should stop over there. So V equal to 0, U equal to, I don't know, S equal to 91.5, G equal to minus 10 per second square, meter per second square. So which formula? V square equal to U square minus 2S. So V square equal to U square plus 2AS. I'm going to use this formula. Here V is 0. U is, I don't know, plus 2 into acceleration is minus 10. Alright. And S is what? Positive or negative? That's a good question. See, listen. Now see. Ab dekho, we are going to measure it from the starting point. Clear? So this is your positive and vertically upward. That is what we took, na? upward positive, rightward positive. So from here, where does the body go? Here. So displacement is positive. So 91.5. You got this? So you see from here we got u square equal to 2 into, I'll take it the right side, u square 2 into 10 into 91.5. So u comes out to be under root 2 into 10 into 91.5. What? Meters per second. ठीक है जी? उसको क्या चाहिए? He doesn't want meter per second. He want miles per hour. So 1 meter per second equal to 2.23 miles per hour. So this much meter per second is u equal to under root 2 into 1020 into 91.5 into 2.23. We converted it miles per hour. ठीक है? Do this calculation. Go to this calculation. Should I do this calculation? I don't like doing calculations. So this is 2 5s are 10, 0, 1 carry, 2 1s are 2, and 1 3, 2 9s are 18. Okay, under root 1830 into 2.23. And how much is under root 2.1830? I don't know, so I'll find it out. Okay, so how much is this? Under root 1830. All right. So it comes roughly 42.7. Okay, so I'll get 42.7 in 2.23 miles per hour. Go do this multiplication. Okay. Today we're going to do little advanced problems. Let us now try to solve problems in which we are having two bodies moving in same direction. All right. Yeah, by the way, nobody answered me. I asked you a question last time that what will happen, when will the body stop? Okay, somebody be little authentic यार. कुछ तो comment भेजो. You should send me some comments if I ask you a problem. Let us say this is a tower. All right. This is a tower. Now I have body over here and I have a body over here. What I am doing is I am releasing this body, releasing from top. So I am releasing this body from the top with a zero initial speed. Basically, when we say release, उसका meaning ये होता है, it is released means zero initial speed. So I have released this body from the top with a zero initial speed, and with this lower body, the bottom body, I am throwing up so as to reach the maximum height as top of the tower. Thrown so that maximum height is tower top. ठीक है जी? That means for me, I am throwing this lower body so that it just reaches the top of the tower and stops. That much velocity only I am giving. And they are vertically below each other, means they are in the same line. So the question is, after how much time? Yeah, after how much time and where will they meet each other? Are you understanding? Tower height is given as h. Tower height is given as h. So after how much time will these two bodies, let us give them some name. Okay, I will call it B1, B2. Yeah. So look at the parameters of B1. B1 is having u equal to 0. Clear? It's already present at the top of the tower. B2 is having u some unknown. How much is that u? So that v equal to 0 and displacement is 2gh. This displacement is h. So that, so we are very clear, we can find out this u. We can find out this u. How much is this u? This u, you see, is such that कैसा होगा? देखो अब देखो, you see, this lower body है ना, this lower body is thrown up so that it reaches at the top and stops. So that means if I apply for the lower body, v square equal to u square plus 2as, I should get 0 equal to u square plus 2 into minus g into h. Clear? So I get u equal to basically under root 2gh. So that means this body is thrown up with what speed, beta? 2gh. Is it okay? Now see, how I'm going to solve this problem. He is asking us, after how much time and where does these two bodies meet? That's the question. Now you will learn how to solve problems like this. Let us say this time is t. Okay. Let us say meeting happens. I will write it down and drop it. So I get u equal to 2g. So let us say the bodies collide after a time t. Okay? When does the body collide? Bodies collide after a time t. If bodies collide after a time t, then you see, in time t, you see, if this top body travels some distance, whatever distance, then the bottom body would also travel the same distance. If the top body is traveling with some distance, if the top body travels some distance, let us say the top body travels distance s1 and the bottom body travels distance s2, then s1 plus s2 should be equal to h. You understand? ठीक है? अब देखो, ये जो टॉप वाली बॉडी है, this top body, if it is traveling some distance and bottom body is traveling some distance and they have met, that means what? They have together traveled h distance, no? Are you understanding? I hope you are clear. If somebody comes from Chennai and you start from Tirvarur and you both meet somewhere, then how much distance you both of you traveled? You traveled the distance from Chennai to Tirvarur. He traveled 100 km, you traveled 20 km, so that means Chennai is 120 km from Tirvarur. Are you okay? Yeah. Fine. So now let's say the bodies collide after time t. Distance traveled by the top body. How is it traveled? You can say you have to find s t. So we will say s is equal to ut plus half at square. Clear? So this is s1 equal to half into कितना है बेटा? How much is your a? A is nothing but g, okay, into t square. Similarly, s2 equal to distance traveled by the lower body, okay, s2. Distance traveled by the lower body is equal to s equal to ut, so u is under root 2gh into t plus half into minus gt square. You got it? Okay? Correct now? S equal to ut, this is ut plus half into at square. A is minus g, t square. Now what is S1 plus S2? S1 plus S2 is h. So I get half gt square plus under root 2gh into t plus minus half gt square equal to h. You got it? You see these two both cancelled. So I get root 2gh into t equal to h. So how much you got t as? You got h upon under root 2gh. You got cancelled. So we got under root h upon 2g. Understanding? So the time it takes for the two bodies to collide is what? Under root h upon 2g. Got it? Acha, can you find out at what distance will they collide? It's very simple. Kitna hai? This is the distance. This comes from the top. So s1 equal to half into g into uska square. Karo uska square. That is what? H upon 2g. Clear? Correct na? Square of what? T square is what? H upon 2. These two got cancelled. So h upon 4. Understand? That means you would have travelled from the top h by 4. This gives us one amazing insight. I don't know whether you have taken it or not. See, you got this height as h by 4. That means the body is going to fall. The top body will fall h by 4. Then the collision is going to happen. You know one thing you see that is very amazing. See the time in which, listen, the time in which the bottom body has travelled 3h by 4, then only it will collide now. You see, top is travelled h by 4. How much should bottom travel? 3h by 4, then only both of them will collide. See the time in which the top comes only h by 4 down, the bottom goes 3h by 4 up. You see the distance travelled by the bottom body. Actually, you may be thinking that the lower body is thrown up. So gravity is acting against the lower body. So you may be thinking it will travel lesser distances the time. So for example, if I say, so the question asked in Russian Olympiad, I still remember. Let's say these are two bodies. One body is thrown up the incline. Another body is dropped from top of the bottom downwards, down the incline. Which body will travel larger distance per unit time, per second? Actually, you may be thinking that the lower body is climbing up, so it will travel lesser distance, and the upper body is climbing down, is coming down, so it travels more distance. But it is not like that. Actually, the lower body is retarding, means it is deaccelerating. Understand? The upper body is accelerating. So the distance travelled by the lower body, clear, decreases as time passes on. Means, you see, in the first second lower body will travel some distance. In the first second upper body will also travel some distance. In the second the first body will travel more distance than it travelled in the first second, and the lower body will travel less distance than it travelled in the second. I don't know whether you got too confused by now or what. This is upper body, this is lower body. If first second is second, third second, let's just take some seconds. So upper body, if it travels some distance, okay, s1 in the first second, and lower body travels s1 dash, clear? Then you know in the next second lower body will travel lesser distance, so less than s1 dash, and this body is going to travel greater than s1. So as time passes, the distances travelled by the upper body increase and the distances travelled by the lower body decrease. Are you understanding here? So if we say which body will reach the middle point first, here which body is going to reach, we say two bodies are released, one from the top, other from the bottom. The release from the bottom is such that it goes only to the top, and the top one is released from rest. So which will reach the midpoint first? Many of you may think the upper body will reach the midpoint first because it is accelerating. No, the body which is deaccelerating will reach the midpoint first. Understand? You can do this calculation, you will find it comes correct. Let's take the next problem. This car is traveling with the speed u. Here. There is a policeman standing over here. Beyond the policeman, the speed can be only 20 kilometers per. Actually, let's take it 60. So this road connects to the next road, and there the maximum allowed speed 60 kilometers per hour. Here. Let's say this original speed is 100 kilometers per hour. You understand? This is a police. This is a policeman. This is a car. Car is traveling with 100 kilometers per hour on a road which joins another road where max allowed speed is equal to 60 kilometers per hour. Are you understanding? Means here the maximum speed can only be 60, cannot be more than 60. So what do we want? We want that this car now is going to apply brakes. Why? Because policeman is standing. So car is going to apply brakes now, and it will apply brakes so that when it reaches the road where when we reaches the other road over here, whatever it is, national highway something, where the maximum speed allowed is only 60. It cannot be more than 60. Yeah. So it should decrease its speed from 100 km per hour to 60 km per hour. Understand? The road provides a constant friction of 5 meter per second square. Clear? Road can provide a constant friction of 5 meter per second square. Friction means friction retardation. Retardation, you understand? It is the negative acceleration. So this road provides a constant negative friction of 5 meter per second square. Clear? It provides a retardation of 5 meter per second square. Calculate the minimum distance required for the car to reduce to legitimate limits. Understand? Calculate the distance required for the car to reduce to legitimate limits. Let's start doing the problem. You see, this car should travel. Wait. The car is going to, let us say the distance is S. The car need to travel S distance while it brakes up. This is the braking time. In this much time, the car is going to apply brakes and try to reduce its speed from 100 to 60 km per hour. Clear? So you see one thing, the final speed of the car is 60 km per hour. The initial speed of the car is, this is V. Initial speed of the car is 100 km per hour. Alright. You get one thing, the acceleration over here is given in terms of meter per second square, whereas the speeds are given in terms of kilometer per hour. So one thing you need to do is that you need to multiply you need to convert this kilometer per hour into watt meters per second. Clear? Let's convert this into meter per second. So 60 km per hour, you see 60 into what? Kilometer now. So in 1 kilometer 1000 meters. And divided by hour, convert that to second, 60 minutes into 60 seconds. Clear? So this much meter per second. You must be knowing this formula. Okay. So this is 100 upon 36. 100 upon 36 is what? 100 upon 36 divided by 2, this is 50 by 18, 25 by 9. Clear? This must multiply by 25 by 9, that much meters per second. So this is what? 60 into 25 by 9. Clear? 60 into 25 upon 9. Similarly, convert 100 km per hour. This is 100 into 25 upon 9. There. Let us apply V square equal to U square plus 2AS. See, the final speed of the body should be V square. Initial speed is U square. This much is the displacement which we need to find with the retardation provided by friction. We get this. Okay, so let's put it over here. We get 100 into 25 upon 9 whole square equal to 60 into 25 upon 9 whole square minus 2 into A is 5 into S. So this gives me the value of S. I'm sorry, final should be 60. Initial should be 100. Okay. So we just work it out over here. We get what? 5S. So that is 10S equal to right side. You see, you'll get 100 into 25 by 9 whole square minus 60 into 25 by 9 whole square. So I'll take 25 by 9 whole square outside. 25 by 9 whole square I'll take outside. This is 100 square minus 60 square. 100 square minus 60 square is how much? 100 plus 60, 160 into 100 minus 60, 40. Clear? So 10S equal to this. So we got all these calculations and all. So 160 into 4. So S comes out to be 160 into 4 into 25 square upon 9 square. This much meters. Clear? है? कितना आएगा ये? How much is going to come? 25 square is what? 625. So 160 into 4 into 625 divided by 81. This much meters. Okay. And we can do this calculation, whatever it comes. That much amount of distance should be present between the car and the policeman. That much amount of distance should be present between the car and the policeman. Okay. You may find that, sir, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. You may find, sir, oh, this much distance. This is almost 20 kilometers. This is just random we have taken because you see actually road provides a lot of deacceleration. Doesn't provide only 5 meters per second square. Okay. Yeah. But I hope you have understood the problem. Yeah. Please finish your assignment. Send it to me. Tomorrow we are going to study projectile motion. Okay. Thank you so much.